Imagine for a moment that all the stress, all the worries, and all the constant overthinking you carry in your mind are like heavy bags you've been holding on your shoulders for years. Now picture what it would feel like to just drop them, to let them fall away. Doesn't the thought itself already feel lighter? That's the power of letting go, relaxing, and trusting the universe. And here's the thing, most people never realize that the weight they carry isn't even necessary. They're gripping so tightly, trying to control every outcome, every detail, every possibility, that they forget life is actually designed to flow naturally when you step back and trust it. We live in a world where being busy is glorified, where worrying feels normal, and where control is mistaken for power. But the truth is, the more you try to control everything, the less control you actually have. Think about it. Have you ever planned something down to every detail, but it still didn't go the way you wanted? That's because there's a bigger plan at work, something beyond your eyes can see and your hands can shape. Some call it destiny, others call it God, some call it the universe. Whatever name you give it, the principle is the same. When you relax your grip, when you let go, life begins to move in your favor. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It simply means you stop trying to force things that aren't ready, and you stop resisting what is already unfolding. Think about a river. When you fight against the current, you exhaust yourself. You struggle, you panic, and you barely move. But the moment you relax, float, and trust the water to carry you, you start moving with ease. That's exactly how life works. And that's what Neville Goddard, Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, and countless spiritual teachers have been saying for years. Life responds not to your panic, but to your trust. The hardest part for most of us is the idea of surrender. The ego doesn't like the word surrender because it feels like losing. But in reality, surrender is winning on a higher level. It's saying, I don't need to control every step, because I trust that the path is already guiding me. Think about the seeds planted in the ground. They don't stress about how they'll grow. They don't push and force the soil to break. They simply rest, trust, and allow the natural process to unfold. And eventually, they bloom. So ask yourself, what in your life are you holding on to so tightly that it's actually keeping you stuck? Maybe it's a relationship you want to control. Maybe it's money, success, or a certain image of how your life should look. The tighter you grip, the harder it gets. But the moment you let go, space opens up. New opportunities come in. People show up at the right time. You notice signs and synchronicities guiding you. It almost feels magical, but it's not magic, it's alignment. Relaxing into trust doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you do your part. You take inspired action, you plant the seed, you water it with consistency, but then you allow life to do its part. You stop digging up the soil every 5 minutes asking, is it growing yet? You stop forcing outcomes before their time. You learn the art of patience. You learn the beauty of trust. And when you do, life starts to surprise you in ways you never expected. One of the reasons letting go feels so hard is because of fear. Fear whispers, if you don't control it, it will all fall apart. But here's the truth, most of the things you worried about in the past didn't even happen. And the ones that did? You found a way through them anyway. That shows you something powerful. You are stronger than you think, and you don't need to fear the unknown. In fact, the unknown is where the miracles happen. When you truly let go, you create a kind of magnetic energy. People sense it. Opportunities sense it. The universe senses it. Why? Because you're no longer desperate. You're no longer operating from lack. You're operating from trust, and trust is one of the highest frequencies you can carry. Have you ever noticed how when you stop chasing something, it suddenly comes to you? That's because your energy shifted. You stopped forcing, and you started flowing. Relaxing is not laziness. It's wisdom. It's knowing that constant stress doesn't speed anything up, it only burns you out. Think about your own body. When you're tense, your muscles tighten, your breath shortens, your thoughts race. But the moment you relax, everything flows again. Blood circulation improves, creativity awakens, clarity comes. The same is true for life. When you relax, life flows better. Trusting the universe is ultimately trusting yourself, because the universe isn't separate from you. It works through you. Every desire you've ever had, every dream that keeps calling you, it's not random, it's planted in you for a reason. The very fact that you want it means it's possible for you. But the bridge between wanting and receiving is trust. Without trust, you block the bridge. With trust, you walk it with ease. Here's something to reflect on. Every time you've let go in the past, something better came. Maybe you let go of a job you thought you needed, and a better one appeared. Maybe you let go of someone you thought was the one, and later you met someone who truly aligned with you. Maybe you let go of your own expectations, and life surprised you with something even greater. That's not coincidence, that's proof. Proof that letting go opens the door for something better. Now, of course, letting go is easier said than done. So how do you actually practice it? One way is through awareness. When you catch yourself overthinking, stressing, or trying to control, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself, I don't need to figure everything out right now. Another way is through gratitude. Gratitude shifts your energy from what's missing to what's already here, and that state of abundance makes it easier to trust. And another is through imagination. Visualize the best possible outcome, then release it with the faith that it's already on its way. Remember, letting go is not a one-time act. It's a practice. Some days you'll find it easy, other days you'll slip back into old habits of worry. And that's okay. Every time you notice yourself trying to force life, just gently remind yourself, trust. Relax. Let go. Over time, it becomes natural. Over time, it becomes your way of living. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, I want you to remember this simple truth: you are not meant to carry it all. You are not meant to force it all. You are meant to trust. Life has already taken care of so many things for you: your breath, your heartbeat, the rising sun, the growing trees. None of those things needed your control, and yet they happen perfectly every single day. If life can take care of those miracles, it can certainly take care of you too. When you walk with trust, you stop living in fear of the future. You stop clinging to the past. You begin to live in the present moment, and the present moment is where all your power is. It's where peace is. It's where alignment is. And the more you practice letting go, relaxing, and trusting the universe, the more you'll see that life was never against you. It was always working for you. You see, the reason most of us struggle with letting go is because we've been taught the opposite since childhood. From a young age, we're told to plan, to achieve, to hustle, to always be in control of what happens next. And while discipline and effort have their place, nobody ever really teaches us the balance, the dance between action and surrender. We think if we don't hold on tightly, everything will fall apart. But ironically, it's the holding on that keeps things from falling into place. Think of the times when you were most in flow, when things just seemed to work out without you even trying so hard. Maybe it was meeting the right person at the right time. Maybe it was stumbling across an opportunity when you least expected it. Maybe it was a small moment of peace in the middle of chaos. Those moments didn't come from overplanning or stressing. They came because you were open. You weren't gripping too tightly. You allowed life to happen. That's exactly what letting go is about. Creating space for the unexpected good to find you. Trusting the universe doesn't mean you'll never face challenges. Challenges are part of growth. They're not punishments, they're lessons. When you hit a roadblock, it's not the universe saying, stop. It's the universe saying, redirect. And when you learn to trust, you start to see obstacles differently. Instead of panicking, you ask, what is this trying to teach me? Where is this trying to guide me? That mindset shift alone can transform your life. Relaxation plays such an important role in this process. Because when your mind is racing, when your body is tense, when your energy is scattered, you can't even hear the guidance the universe is trying to send you. But when you relax, when you slow down, breathe deeply, and release tension, you become a receiver. Think about a radio. If it's filled with static, you can't hear the music clearly. But when you tune it properly, the signal comes in strong and clear. If you try to harvest in the planting season, you'll feel frustration. If you try to force growth when it's time to rest, you'll burn out. Letting go is understanding the rhythm of your life. It's knowing when to act and when to wait. It's trusting that each season has its purpose, and that nothing is ever wasted. I want you to think about something for a moment. What if everything that's happening in your life right now is not against you, but for you? What if even the delays, the disappointments, and the detours are secretly part of the plan to get you somewhere even better? When you see life this way, trust becomes natural. Letting go becomes easier. Because you realize, you are never abandoned, you are always guided. And here's a practice you can try. The next time you feel anxious about something, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say silently or out loud, I release the need to control this. I trust that what's meant for me will come. I let go, I relax, and I trust the universe. You'll be amazed at how much lighter you feel instantly. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Remember, control is an illusion. Nobody has control over everything. But what you do have control over is your state of being, your peace, your trust, your willingness to surrender. That is where your true power lies.